Hi everyone, welcome back to another process video and thank you for joining me again today. Today I am using the Little Dude collection by Simple Stories again. I am having a lot of fun with this collection. I just love all the different elements of it, and it's a fun boy collection. I just really like fun boy collections. I love all the flowers and the pretty girl collections and things like that too, but boy collections are just a lot of fun, and I have a lot of pictures of my boys still left to do, so you might see more of this collection coming up. I have a few more ideas for this collection. So I am following today a sketch. I've mentioned in a few videos that I'm taking a class by Scrapbook and Cards Today magazine, and it's a year-long class. I really love it. If you like sketches, I would say go ahead, you should take this class. It's worth the price. It's basically each sketch turns out to be worth $1 or $2. I'm not exactly sure on that, but every month they give you a double page layout, and then from that double page layout, the designer, whoever is designing from that for the month, for the class, will do a single page from either the left hand or the right hand page of the sketch. So you basically get two, I won't call them both the sketches because for the single page you don't get a sketch, but you get two different layouts to take inspiration from. Plus there's a Facebook group where everybody shares their layouts and their takes from the sketches, and it's just been, I've really been enjoying it. So far I've kept up and I've done the sketch from every month so far, and I find that really fun when you're inspired to do it every month. And it's not like a class where you take it and you're just like, I'll get to it later. At least that's not what I'm finding with this class. I've really been enjoying keeping up with it and doing it every month. Plus it helps give me inspiration to make more videos. So I'm going to get, I believe, 7 photos on this double page spread, and I just love how this turns out. So a lot of you know I'm working on my photo storage, and while I was going through my photos, which I have a video coming up, I don't know if it'll go up before or after this one, but it's going to be like an in progress video. I was going to attach it to my video where I was going to show you when I was completely done with my photo storage, but I decided I'm just going to put it and you guys can kind of see the progress because I wanted you to see the before and after. I am loving it. That's all I'm going to say. It's working for me. Not going to work for everybody at all, but for me, it's perfect. I'm loving it. So as I was cleaning and going through the photos of my son, so this is my youngest when he was, I don't know how old he was, 1 or 2 or whatever, but he loves books and the pictures. He's also wearing pajamas that have dinosaurs all over him. So I thought this collection would be absolutely perfect. First of all, the colors go really well with the photos, but also because there are some book stickers and things like that, ephemera pieces along with this collection. And there's also dinosaurs. So you can't really tell, but his pajamas that he's wearing, there's dinosaurs on them. And you can't really tell in the end, but I also liked the fact that dinosaurs can really stand for imagination and things like that. So it really kind of just the whole page comes together really well in the end. I love it. So I am following this sketch, and it's a double page. I love double pages, as you know. This side, you can tell I'm having to trim off a little bit of each side because I'm not good at lining things up. And I've noticed different white cardstock backgrounds that I use from different companies are different sizes. Not all of them. I use mostly Close to My Heart. I buy a big pack of their white cardstock. That's my favorite one to use. However, sometimes, every once in a while, Michaels will have a really good sale on their packs of 12 by 12 cardstock, and so I will pick up a few white ones then, just because it does turn out to be a little bit cheaper than the Close to My Heart, but definitely Close to My Heart is my favorite. So on the right hand side, they have 4 pictures on their sketch, so I'm going to add the 4 pictures on the sketch too, and 2 of their photos are framed. It shows them having frames, so I decided I would go ahead and frame these 2 photos. However, when I go to put them on the layout, I am going to decide that I want to frame all of my photos, and I'm being extra careful with my Perfect Layers rulers this time. I've been making plenty sure that I'm careful with it. It was kind of just a dumb thing for me to do. I've been kind of klutzy lately with everything, I've noticed. I don't really know why. So for me to cut my finger last time, that was just totally my fault. I've been using these rulers for so many years and never had a problem. So it was kind of just my stupidity. Let's just say that. So don't worry. If you want to use these rulers, it's hardly ever going to happen. So anyways, what I decided after doing that though, and I'm going to show you in just a minute, I mounted the first two and I decided that I wanted to mount these second two. However, I decided to just to give them a little bit of a difference to them. This one's going to have a smaller border. Excuse me. So since there's different sizes on the rulers, I can give these two photos a smaller border, and I'm going to hold them both up in or one of each in just a second so that you can see the size difference in the borders. And I love that you can do that, and you can multiple layer everything. So here's, so you can see one has a bigger border and the other two have the smaller border. I really like that. And of course, I'm inking all my edges with my black Close to My Heart ink again. I'm an inker. I think I always will be. I do struggle just a tiny bit with this layout because I'm not used to adding the photos on the right-hand side or on the opposite page in a wonky fashion, but that's how they had it, and I really liked the way it looked, so I wanted to give it a try. And in the end, I absolutely love this layout. This is definitely a sketch that I will use again and again, and that's another thing I like about the class is that you get to download and print up the sketch as many times as you want, so it's already in my sketchbook. I'm just kind of playing around because I don't want too much trapped space in between the photos, but at the same time, I'm not even going to really worry about that because when people are looking at your layout later, they're not going to look at that little space between your photos and go, oh my gosh, look at that space. Can you believe she left space there? So I'm trying my best not to worry about it at all. Here's something that I used to do a lot of, and I haven't done so much of lately, but I love the look of this, is stenciling. And I'm going to use here, these are one of these new life-changing brushes. A friend and I went to a local scrapbook store here, and we got a pretty good deal on them, so they have a little bit of a learning curve to them, but I love these. If you like to use stencils or you like to do inking, things like that, I have not inked the edges of my pictures. I don't think they would work as well as the foam does, but I did do the Easter bunny that you saw me do for my monthly celebration layout. I also used these brushes to ink around that bunny, and they're just really nice. I had to add a little bit more color to this area because the blue was a darker paper, so I definitely had to add a little bit more to get it to show up. And this is just a Tim Holtz stencil that it has just kind of all different sizes of wonky circles. And I'm going to just do a little bit here and there all over the page. I'm trying to do it so that none of it looks really uniformed, like no square edges or anything like that. But these brushes are so neat because they're plastic, which I didn't know. So you can use them on 20 different colors in a row, and all you have to do is kind of tap off or wipe off. Some people use baby wipes, I guess. I don't really know. Different inks are different, so I guess you'd have to try it. But you just kind of wipe off the ink that's the color that's on there. Say you were using pink, just wipe it onto a piece of paper till it doesn't show up anymore, and then you can use yellow and it doesn't show up. So I was quite impressed with these. So if you've been eyeing these, I'm a fan so far, and I've only used them twice. So I'm just going all around the page like I mentioned, and I'm just adding little bits here and there, and like I said, not trying to make them look uniform. You can't really see in the video probably too well, but they do turn out, and I think in the close-up videos turned out a little bit, or excuse me, close-up photos turned out a little bit darker than I realized they were, but they will work. So you'll probably be able to see them a little closer up in the end anyway. And this is basically going to be the layout. I think it's so cute. I think the colors just go so well with his outfit and the books he's reading. I have struggled for a while with what I was going to use these photos on because of the busyness of there's so many different colors in those photos. So But I don't know if I mentioned, this is a couple of times I've done this voiceover, so I will say this is my son, and he loved books. So some of these, I think these three pictures here on the left-hand side are of Duck and Goose. And if you've never heard of Duck and Goose and you've got really young ones, they are just really cute books for this young of an age. Those were his favorite for quite a long time. That and Elephant and Piggy. Elephant and Piggy are for a little bit older, I think. I mean, they could go for either, obviously. You can read books, chapter books to your kids if you wanted to, but these were just really some of my favorites. So if you got young ones, I'm definitely saving these for the grandchildren. I loved them. I'm going to add my title now, and I want my title to be Little Reader, and so I wanted one of the words to be big and one to be small. Again, I'm trying to use up my alphabet letters, so I'm just trying to get different titles, using different alphabets and titles instead of just using the same one. However, after I had already put these down, I realized that the white didn't show up as much. So a little bit of a tip for you: if your white's not showing up or your letters aren't showing up, add a little bit of ink to them and see. And you can see I even added a little bit of ink through the stencils, which is not, it doesn't show up very much at all, but it kind of brings that whole stenciling from all around the page over to the title area also. So I really like how that turned out. And then I have a ton of these Simple Stories alphabet stickers. These you got to be a little careful with because they don't seem to have much stickiness after you take them off the page. So you're going to see here, I put them down where I want them, and then I'm just lifting up the tops and adding just a tiny bit of glue. And that's going to be enough to hold them. So I'm happy with that. They're not really heavy letters or anything like chipboard, so I don't see them falling off now that I've added the extra glue. But they do definitely seem to need a little bit more glue, so just an FYI. And I love the yellow. Well, it's Simple Stories alphabet, so that's probably why the yellow matched so well. But then I saw this little man sticker, and I wish I was like, oh, I could have used this word little, but that's okay. I'll use that somewhere else. So here's some of the book stickers. If I didn't mention, they had some book stickers or book ephemera pieces, all kinds of different books, which I thought was interesting for this boy collection. It didn't really leave anybody out. It has all kinds of things in it for all different kinds of interests that boys have. So that was part of the reason I wanted to do these photos also. So I decided to go ahead and add some of those book stickers and stuff all around. And here I'm just trying to get my papers off there. I don't know why that one was sticking to that other one. I'm just looking around at different things that I wanted to use, and I know I wanted to add some journaling. And this one, I don't know how well you can see in the video, but it has like line journaling, like it's a notebook paper inside of this black box. So I didn't want the whole black box. I just wanted to trim this down a little bit. So I just had a little bit of the journaling area, and it's going to go here under my title. And I'm going to play around a little bit with those books. And I am going to trim this down just a tiny bit. I think it was throwing me off how square it was. And also the angle of it. I didn't think that I would like the angle of it that I'm going to put it on, but I'm going to put it at kind of an angle to where the top goes to the right a little bit there. And I actually like how that turns out. So it turned out, like I said, I didn't think I was going to like it at first, but it turns out really cute in the end. And then from the black border that I had just trimmed off from around that journaling piece, I just trimmed down some of these arrows because it was a black border with white arrows on it. So I thought I would just cut those down and add them around the page. And I really like the little pop of black. It kind of goes along with the stenciling that I did, although the stenciling looks kind of more of a grayish because of the, since it was kind of a light stenciling, it looks a little grayish. But now I'm just going through all my ephemera and sticker pieces that go with this collection. I knew there was more books somewhere, and I knew that I wanted to add the dinosaurs. Again, just the whole, I think I use a couple different stickers or phrases that say something about imagination. So I think that to me, it's just like the dinosaurs are on his pajamas, but they're also, when you read books, you got to use your imagination. So I'm so happy I got the dinosaurs on there. And it also brings those fun colors all around the page. So I think that I pretty much keep the dinosaurs on there now that they are on there. I found another book sticker that you can see I tucked a little bit behind the journaling and put under the title. And I am adding some different elements up with some foam tape. I'm going to still do my a few videos on clusters, which those will be coming up, so keep an eye out for those. Trying to decide which dinosaur to put on this side because I didn't know which dinosaur was supposed to be standing. I think this one was supposed to be more leaning, like walking on all four legs, but I kind of liked him a little better. So I'm also adding this Dream Big Puffy sticker because I just feel like, follow your dreams, read the books, all those kind of things. So then I'm going to add the green dinosaur over here to this right cluster on the right hand page over those books there. And I'm adding another little word phrase. So, oh no, that was an arrow. Sorry, I decided to add some foam tape on the arrow. And I liked that orange sticker, whatever it says. I can't see it on the video, but it was a little too long for anywhere that I wanted to put it. So I knew that I also wanted another cluster. I had more dinosaurs to use up and I just wanted another cluster. So I am going to add a few dinosaurs above the photo here kind of in the center, and I really like that. I just kind of add a couple dinosaurs up there. And I also wanted to bring the puffy stickers around since I had that Dream Big puffy sticker on the very left hand side. I wanted to add the puffy stickers all around the page. So that brought a puffy sticker to the kind of more the center area, and now I need some on the very right hand side. So I think that is a star that I put down, and I'm going to add some stars around the page. I'm just going through everything now and kind of just seeing what there is. Changing this sticker out because I wanted a different colored dinosaur. That was another thing I was paying attention to, what colors were in what clusters. So now I have a blue dinosaur on the very left, a green dinosaur on the right, and like an orange and a red dinosaur up in the top middle section there. Then I added that little orange, I guess that would be like a tab sticker there because I think I add the date to that. I should. If I don't, I'm going to have to go back and do that. And then since I added that puffy star over on the very right hand side, I decided to add more stars around, and I kind of just cluster them around as though they were enamel dots. Just kind of to add a little something to each area. And also at the same time, a lot of these are going over that stenciling that I did in the beginning, which I don't know how well you can see it on the video, but it just really helps these clusters come together too. And then also in this pack, which I'm not usually so good about, is using all these word phrases. You can see you get a whole sheet if you buy this package of the stickers. And so I've definitely, on every layout I've made with this collection so far, I'm trying to make it a point to use these because I usually end up with so many left over. And there was a lot of really cute sayings and things like that. So I've been trying to use definitely a few of those on each layout. Now I'm still looking around. I really like how this page turns out. I felt like it was a lot of empty space here in the middle, kind of in the bottom. And so I'm just going to add something there. There was another book stack there, which I add to the cluster there in the top middle. And that does add a group or 3 different book sticker things. Let's call them stacks of books. So now there's kind of like a triangle of the stacks of books, which I really like. And I don't add a lot to this middle area. I added a heart and I added an arrow. The heart was kind of to represent a little bit of how much he loves books. I do journal about that. And now I'm adding the date like I had mentioned before, and I'm not going to do my journaling on the camera, but I will do, you can see that in the end, but I just talk about how much he loved the books. And this is where I didn't want like an actual date. I just wanted the year because these are different photos from different days. They're fairly close together, but they weren't the same date. And then here I'm going to use this stamp that I used on the other layout again too, but I'm only going to add it to the cluster areas, not to the entire page like I did with the other one. And here are some close-up photos. I hope you guys like this layout. Again, sorry these photos are a little dark. You can kind of see there the stenciling on the letters and a little bit of the stenciling on the page. You can see just under the books there. I just really love how this page turned out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys like it, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye.